It's talking about Demon Slayer Infinity Castle.
You saw this in 4D.
Yeah, so I won't do spoilers because you're not up to date.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did see it in 4D. Talk about atmospheric experiences, Tavi. My initial first choice was to watch it in IMAX, but all the seats were sold out. Because, I mean, like, Demon Slayer, it's very visual, right? It's very, spectacle-driven. And this movie is no different. It's, like, almost pure spectacle. And it's quite long as well, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours,
Yeah. So I did want to watch it in IMAX, also because I haven't actually been to the Sydney IMAX yet. So I thought this would be a good movie. But since it was sold out, I did go to 4D instead, which was my second choice. And it's good. Like, I like the idea of watching it in 4D because there's a lot of like things you can do with that format, I guess.
That sort of movement and that choreography within the animation.
Yeah, because they got like water swords and shit and lightning swords, so you can play around with the water effects and the wind effects and the lighting. There is a lot of scope in terms of what you can do in the theater. But I tell you what, when you're watching a movie that's all action, it takes a toll on the body, man.
We're too old, man. Get out of here, old man. Demon Slayer's for us.
A lot of it is just like the chair punching you in the back repeatedly, Tabi. And it's funny because like how they do it, and it's quite effective actually, is that often when the action happens on screen, there's like a second before you feel it in the chair. So it's kind of like, it creates that kind of feeling of, like samurais are so fast that you don't actually feel the impacts until a second afterwards. But it also creates that feeling of you see it happening and then you're like, oh shit, here it comes. And then you get punched in the back 4 times consecutively. So it is quite fun. The crowd, I mean, it was a packed house. And this is like in the middle of the week on a weeknight.
Is there school holidays as well?
Not at the moment. This is the week before school holidays. For us. But it was just full of otakus, basically. You know how Sydney CBD is. They were having a blast. Like every time there was like a massive action sequence, like you could just hear people laughing because it gets to a point where it's ridiculous how much you're getting thrown around and battered about. The movie is pretty much all action right from the start until there's like maybe like a half-hour lull towards the end, and so like you're put through a lot of punishment. But I would definitely recommend watching this movie in 4D if you can, because they do a lot with it. You get a lot for the money that you spend, and it is a beautiful looking film. It's like Demon Slayer, I must be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the anime because I feel like the narrative is a bit weak, even compared to like other shonen anime. But like the visuals really carries it. Like the animation is impeccable and it always has been as well. Like it's hard to find like an episode or a scene where like the animation lets it down. It's all pretty top notch. And the movie feels like a movie as well in terms of like the production value and also the narrative structure, I guess.
I haven't watched Demon Slayer since we've done our episode on it. And I think that's probably for the same reasons. I really enjoy Demon Slayer, and every time I watch it, I'm always pumped. I'm always like, that's awesome. And it's such beautiful animation. But I feel like the narrative is not that strong either for me to stick with it. And part of me just wants to just jump in and just go like, I haven't seen it. I'm not up to date, but I just want to go and watch it. And I'm sure it'll be fine kind of thing. It'll just be like, who's this guy? And who's this guy? Like, why are they doing that? But I feel like I just want to go watch it for the spectacle rather than the story.
You're 2 arcs behind. So you haven't seen the Swordsmith arc and the Hashira Training arc. Honestly, I reckon you could probably just jump into this movie.
I feel like I'm going to be honest, because
maybe watch like the last episode of the Hashira Training arc, because it carries on directly from the events of the Hashira Training arc. But like the actual arc the training arc doesn't really have that much to it, but the last episode I feel is quite important to understand what is happening, at least initially at the start of this movie.
Yeah.
But you get it. Like,
still on Crunchyroll, right? Yeah, as well. I can just find
I
it.
think so.
Yeah.
There'll be characters that pop up here and there and you'll be like, who's that? Because they were pretty prominent in the Swordsmith arc. But at the same time, like, you don't really need it's fine. They're not in the movie enough to make it that important for you to know who they are.
I think this is one of my well, it's not big issue, but it's sort of like the issue when you're sort of jumping into Marvel stuff, because there might be something genuinely interesting that I want to see from a Marvel film. But it's like, well, have you watched Agatha Christie yet? Have you watched Ironheart
Agatha
yet?
Christie.
I'm like, oh man, Agatha. I mean, was it Agatha Hawk? Whatever, Agatha.
Whatever it is.
Agatha Christie. Yeah, I'm sure. I know it was Agatha Christie, but I'm calling it Agatha
she's some
Christie.
kind of witch.
And I'm like, I'm not watching that. You know, haven't you watched Wakanda Forever or something? Or
all you need to watch is She-Hulk, Tavin. You'll be caught up. But that'll never happen, so you never be caught up.
Yeah. And I haven't watched. What was the last Marvel movie I watched? Was Deadpool and Wolverine?
Potentially.
Last year, yeah.
I watched Thunderbolts recently. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I heard much of the recent stuff, it's good, but no one's watching them.
Yeah.
Except for the Captain America movie. I heard that's rubbish. The new one. The Anthony Mackie one. That's the one that people have sort of... I think Thunderbolts picked it up and then Captain America dropped it just before the release of Fantastic Four, which apparently didn't do that well either. But apparently it's all right.
I mean,
but I don't like the Fantastic Four.
They haven't done anything excellent in a while. But I can see what you're saying. Like, it is a bit daunting to jump into something that you want to watch because you haven't seen like all of the preceding stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would watch the Swordsmith arc because it is very good. You could skip the Hashira Training arc because not that much happens, even though it is quite short.
Yeah.
But yeah, just jump into the movie if you want before it gets pulled from 4DX. Like you get it. It's fine. It's Demon Slayer. You know, it's not rocket science. It's shonen anime.
Yeah.
But like one of the main things that I find hard to get into with Demon Slayer, and we might talk about this when we talk about Dun Dun as well, is that they always try to insert a backstory for the villains. Like, it's not a bad thing. I'm not opposed to the idea of doing that. I'm all for having a sympathetic bad guy. But I feel like it's done in Demon Slayer in a way that it feels a little bit shoehorned in, because usually it comes in right as the bad guy's about to die. You know?
So, do you feel bad?
It's hard.
I get it.
And you know they're going to die. It's hard to feel invested in a backstory for someone that you know is about to die. You know what I mean? And it's different to the way it's done in Dun Dun, because Dun Dun does the same thing at a point, but it is different. It's executed differently. Yeah. And it's not like a thing that's unique, because like most shonen anime do it actually, but I just feel like it doesn't hit as hard as it does in other shonen in Demon Slayer for whatever reason.
I think Demon Slayer is a very, I'm not sure what I mean by this, but idealistic anime. It's very...
Well, the central character is very idealistic.
Yeah. It's interesting because Demon Slayer is not for kids. It's for teenagers, right?
Shonen Tabi.
But the art style is very... It's very... how would I describe the art style?
Chibi?
It's a little bit chibi, I think so. Maybe, I'm not sure. It seems very... The art style seems very family friendly, I think, which I don't think the mangaka even designed it to be, you know, as violent as it should be, but that's just the nature of the story, that it's quite violent. But it sort of puts itself off as... I think this is an anime that... It's sort of like a crowd pleaser anime. Demon Slayer is a very good anime to recommend to people who are sort of getting into anime. It's not weird.
It's not super dark like Attack on Titan. But it's not like overly silly like One Piece sometimes is, I guess.
It's not as psychedelic as maybe Dun Dun as well, which we're going to be talking about in a few.
It's not as chaotic as that.
It's very digestible, whereas maybe for...
And it's beautiful. It is a beautiful looking show.
Yeah. But maybe for you and I, or maybe I'm speaking more for myself, I like things to err on the weirder side
Yeah.
in my media. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, it does get pretty emotional and sad. Like the lady next to me was crying at points. So like if
Well, that's anime, man. Anime makes me cry. Even if I am not that invested in the character, just like seeing anime people in distress with the big eyes, and it comes with the Japanese language performance because it's so sincere. It just makes me cry. I'm like, damn, I don't know who you are. It's like when we watch Mugen Train. It's like, who's this fucking like fire dude? And then he dies. It's like, oh man, it's sad.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good shout. If you liked Mugen Train, then you'd probably like this movie. It's like Mugen Train on steroids.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll probably go watch it next week, I think, in 4D. Like, I'm sure, like, I can get some cheap tickets. It sucks because you're very close by. Like, I had to drive to the far end of the east side to go watch it.
To get a 4D.
Yeah, like in Glen Waverley, like Century City is the only place that does it. Yeah.
Well, you better take some deep heat Tavi with you for afterwards.
I mean, Hoyts has something called D-Box, but I don't know if that's 4D.
That sounds rude, Tavi. Whatever that is.
It sounds a little rude, doesn't it? I should, because I don't really want to travel all the way all the time to just watch a 4. But I haven't watched one since Alien Romulus, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I might watch it again in IMAX. We'll see if the opportunity arises.
Yeah.
Because, it's quite good. Very enjoyable. Very easy to watch. Bit long, to be honest. But
yeah, I think that's
good.
the criticism. People say the pacing is a bit long. Yeah.
I don't even think it's the pacing. I think it's just like they had to put so much in it. Because it's not even a completed arc or anything, you know?
Yeah, it's not, yeah.
It's like maybe 3 fights. And even that is like 2.5 hours long. So... You know, like I went in expecting for it to not be a completed thing. And like I didn't walk away super disappointed that it wasn't.
Yeah.
And like I do like the main villain of Demon Slayer, what's his name? Muzan? Because he's just a cackling villain, you know? He's so like overtly evil. And he spends the majority of this film like in a blood cocoon, just laughing away maniacally. It's so good. I really hope they don't try to shoehorn like a sympathetic backstory for this guy. Just let him be like just a despicable
despicable
fiend.
Yeah. Maybe I'll watch it next week.
Yeah.